Message from heaven, relationships. I'm seeing more and more where people are saying that they can't find a good relationship. And that once they get close to somebody, it seems that the person disappears. Well, here's a little bit of a spiritual insight for you on that matter. At the moment, people's senses are being blocked. So they're not being able to really feel what the other person is like. And so they're going off their mind. So they're going off what they think they need out of life. And when you think of what you think you want out of life, you get a lesson. So you get somebody who's going to teach you what you're vibrating. And so the more you try and love somebody, or the more you plow your emotional energy into the person cannot handle it. It's triggering their own insecurities. You're making them feel that they're not good enough. So then they go into warrior mode. They go into this Neanderthal, caveman type thing where it's not a case that they're caring for the person anymore or wanting to meet your needs anymore. They go into what they feel is what is best for them. And that is to get the love from you and then to bolt. They don't want all the other stuff. Why? Because they can't handle the energy. They're probably in warrior mode themselves. They're probably in trigger mode themselves. They're not in touch with their senses because they've had to switch them off, because everywhere you look, men are being berated. Now, I'm not saying that this is true, but you look everywhere you look, it's how men don't live up to the expectations, how they're not doing right by people, how they're ghosting people. I mean, you're not going to find the connection with somebody until you meet people. And because over the internet, you can't really get that connection. You can't feel if they're right. You can't sense if they're right. And if your senses are blocked, it means it makes it even harder. So then it's your vibration that is the issue. You're vibrating just for a lesson. And we know that once the lesson is learnt, or we understand why we've attracted that person into our lives, then often the lesson is over. And so what happens? They move on or you move on. And so when you start to focus on following your heart, or when people bring peace to your life, they last for longer. When somebody is bringing you balance to your life, then you understand that basically it's what you're vibrating. What are you putting out there? We all see on all these different media and everything, the perfect partners and all these wonderful looking people and this, that and the other. But because they're spending so much time looking good and this, that and the other, they're losing the connection to people around them. Because that's what their whole life is about. And you've got to understand that it's what you are doing in the process. If you think to yourself what you want out of life, and a lot of people, because they're getting ghosted and because they're not getting the satisfaction or what they want from a partner, they're looking elsewhere. Because when you truly find somebody who brings peace to your life and brings joy to your life, you don't look anywhere else. That's a sign. If you're starting looking around, then it's a sign that you've not really found the right person. But the problem we have is, initially, to get that connection or to learn that lesson, we have an illusion that they're the right person. We even make them seem like the right person in our minds. That's why you should always go with your heart, because your mind will give you the illusion. It's like the biggest thing that I always used to learn is always look 3 times. And you can say, what do you mean always look 3 times? The first time is the illusion. You think, oh, that's perfect. They look nice. They're all the things that I want out of them, blah, blah, blah. Then they come closer and all of a sudden you start to think, oh, well, yeah, it's still all right. But there's bits that I didn't see. And then the third time, you start to get the personality and the person of the person. And all of a sudden you think, oh, well, how did I even think they were nice in the first place? It's because you have this illusional mindset of what the perfect partner is, then they automatically mold into that, because even if they don't even do the things that you're thinking that they're doing, you're still thinking that they're doing, if you get my meaning. And this is, once you understand this, you understand that that's part of the lesson, because you're attracting somebody to teach you. So you're going to think for 6 months that they're perfect, or they're everything you want in life, and this, that, and the other, and then you don't see the red flags, and you don't see the bits about them that show up that then really aren't compatible with you. You're having to give up a lot of stuff to be with them, and then all of a sudden it doesn't feel right anymore, or the connection just doesn't work, and you don't get on anymore because you've learnt your lesson and you moved on. So go with the peace, go with your heart, open up your senses, feel their energies, feel what they're like, feel if you feel good round them, because the love will blind you. Your want and necessary need for love, because your body is crying out for love. It's crying out so you can neutralize this negativity, so you can open the senses, because the more you get connected, the more you're connected with the universe and nature, all of a sudden your senses open up and you can really feel the love. And that is addictive. That's why, even with me helping people, I get addicted to helping people, because I get that connection when two people meet on the same energy to help each other. And so you can meet on a soul-to-soul level, and you'll automatically get that. You can be part of the universe, nature, and get that. And your body is crying out for this love, because it knows it neutralizes the negativity. It also gives you what you want out of life. If I had £1 for every person that basically has love issues to do with their parents, or never felt loved, or feeling lonely, I would make a fortune. And people say to me, well, how do you love yourself? It's not a case of loving yourself. It's a case of being the energy of love. Because underlining factors, if you don't really love yourself, then that's what you're projecting to the world, and you find people to show you that you don't love yourself, and they can't love you. And so you've got to get really into the inner workings of yourself. That's why I do a lot of energy work. Get into the inner workings of yourself and find out what your programming is. What is it that you're vibrating? And then just start, simple techniques. I love myself every day. I love myself. I love myself. Then the brain will eventually realize that you're producing that energy that the body needs. I am peace as well. I am peace. I do this regular. And I find it just gets me into a state of love and a state of peace. And then the whole world changes my perception of it. I see beauty in all then. I see the flaws as being beautiful, authentic self. And I like genuine and kind and caring people. And I know everybody says, oh, no, I don't like a nice guy. Well, or a nice girl. But if they shine the most. I mean, what you're saying is you don't want a needy person, or a person who so much wants to be with you. But that is also amazing too, that they want to spend time with you. So once you understand what you're vibrating, then you can change it. And the simple technique, like I say, is working from your heart, or if they bring peace to your life, because they will be staying around a lot longer. I hope this helps.